Hello, this is a quick video in response to an email I received about how can you develop a script that has a particular event that fires in certain technical conditions. What's the best way to develop that and then run it in the entries and exits tab? And so I wanted to go through how I would go about doing that and show some tips and tricks for making that process a lot easier. So I'm in EdgeRater. I'm going to do everything in the report viewer tab over here because I have the chart in the report viewer tab, and I like to do everything regarding scripts with a chart in view. And what I'll do is I'll just take this chart and I'll drag it to make it the full screen, the only thing that's on view in this report viewer tab. Now remember, when you're finished, you want to undo that, otherwise when reports are shown they will just appear in slightly different places. So let's go ahead and look at what we're going to do with scripts. So the first thing I'll just clean my chart up. So I have a chart layout in here under my layouts that I have called price and volume. Anyone can create their own chart layout, and when you've designed a chart to look the way that you like it, you just go ahead and press this button up here called Save Chart Layout, give it a name, and it gets saved under your My Layouts area in your chart layout. So whenever you click on that layout, all of the indicators will be shown on the chart. So this one is a simple price and volume. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop out the chart scripts. I'm going to pin it just so that I have everything here. I'll start with, so in the My Scripts, I don't have any scripts in there at the moment. So I'm going to start with a script. So the way I do that is I just click on the New button here. It pops up a chart script editor, and the script I'm going to write here is a simple script to determine the point in time when price is less than the lowest low over the past n bars. So the general format of that is, first of all, you want to find out the lowest low of n bars and set that as a threshold to meet for the current day. So I'll call that threshold, and there is a script built in called lowest low value. So I'll just say that is lowest low value of the low over the past n bars. Now currently I don't have an n in here, so I'll add n as a parameter, and n is a double default 10, minimum value 0, maximum 100. That's all fine. So we'll just go and accept that row here. So now I have a script which basically is just going to give me the lowest low value over n bars. Now this is important, the colon equals versus a colon. If I have colon equals, this line will not be output and visible on a chart. So if I want to make that visible, I can just say colon. So threshold colon LLV L comma N, and then I can save this and I can call this my LLV. Once I've done that, the My Scripts area over in chart scripts, you can see that it has appeared there. My LLV is there. Now when I'm developing a script, I like to see it on the chart. At the moment, this is giving a analog value, which is going to be the lowest low value of low, essentially, over n bars. So for that kind of script, you can add it to the main chart area, and you can say overlay in main area here. And so now you can see this line that it's outputting. Just a quick example, if I did have the equals in there as before and I save this, the line is not output. So it's a way of still being able to have lines in the script without outputting them to the display. So for now we'll turn it on. But the ultimate goal of this script is to give an event when the close price is less than the lowest low of the past n bars. So we've already got the threshold set in here, so now we need a criteria to generate an event. And in EdgeRater, you should call an event line, you should call it event, because that's quite significant when you come to add it to the entries and exits tab. It will look for lines called events. So what I'll do here is I'll create an event line, and this will be generating an event when the close price is less than, and I'm going to say ref threshold, comma 1. Okay, so why did I say ref threshold 1? Close is less than threshold. You might think would be the thing to write in here, but remember, threshold is the lowest low value of the past n bars. It includes the current bar, so you're never going to get lower than the low of the current bar. Therefore, an event wouldn't fire. So what we'll do is we'll take, by saying ref threshold 1, we're taking the lowest low of the prior n bars. So as of 1 bar ago. So ref 1 is looking at that value from 1 bar ago, and then we're saying is the close of this bar less than the lowest low value of low over the prior n bars. So that's what this is doing. And if I just run this, or just save this, which will automatically run it, you can see what's happened here. It's shifted the chart up to, because we have another line in here which is outputting values of 0 or 1 whenever the condition is true. Now obviously in a chart that's not great, the scaling is all off. So this script is really intended to be a script which generates events. So what I'll do is I will hide the line and show only the event. I'll save that. Okay, but I will add it to the lower chart area. So rather than overlay in main area, I'll say show in sub area. And now you can see when the event fires. Also, you can see in the main chart area I still have that script there, which is messing up the scaling. So what I'll do here is I'll go to formula parameters over here, select this window. I can see that this window does have that script in there. I'm just going to delete that script from that window. So now we're back to normal, and we have this script that is being developed in the lower chart area. So a good thing to do is to develop a script with the chart in mind, so you can always look at the chart and verify that things are working out as expected. The script is picking out the right moment. So you can see, for instance, in Microsoft, on the very last bar available, it's fired an event. Does that make sense? Well, we're looking at the lowest low of the prior 10 bars, so you count back 10 bars there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It definitely has gone lower than the lowest low over the prior 10 bars. So that was a good, a valid event. This one here is a valid event too. We can see that just by looking at these bars. And this one here, also a valid event. We're looking for a close lower than the lowest low over prior 10 bars. So if we count back 10, because this one is a bit close because of this bar over here. So let's just verify that by counting back 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the lowest low would have been actually this bar here, and the close is actually lower than that value. Now I'm checking in here for the close of the current bar being less than the lowest low of the prior n bars, but you could also make a check for the low of the current bar being less than the lowest low of the prior n bars. Just up to you, but I've just chosen to use close in this case. Anyway, so now I've verified that this script is firing at the right times. I can then go over to entries and exits, and then I can find my script again in here, add it into the security selector. It automatically puts the parameter in here that we configured, so that is, I'm going to leave that at 10. And now I'm going to run this on the entire list of CBOE weeklies. Well, first of all, what I'll do is I'll run it on, just so we can verify, I'll just search for Microsoft in here, and I'll just run this on Microsoft just to verify we have the same signals. So 1.5 is firing, and then 12.3, 11.26, those are the ones we looked at on the chart. When you're in the entries and exits tab, you can double click on any of these events down here and see a chart. This will pop up a chart, but what will happen is this chart has a different configuration to the chart that was in the reports tab. So we actually have to set this chart up again. So we'll go to the layouts, and I'll just reset my chart by choosing to have the price and volume layout only. and then I'll go to chart scripts, find this script here, and by double clicking on the script it will automatically add it to the lower chart area. So, and then I'll close that down. So now what will happen is, because this is a pop-out window, okay, I can keep that on top, and then I can just scroll through each of these. If I have annotations turned on, then it's going to show me each of the events actually on the bar, and I can reference to the area below to make sure that really was an event that was firing. So that is true, it fired here. Then there were 2 in a row. So let's have a look at those. Yep, these 2 in a row fired. And as I scroll through my list of events, we just go through the chart and verify that they're all correct. So they seem correct. So what I'll do here is I'll move this, well, I will now go and remove this filter over here and make sure all of these symbols are checked. And now I can run this against every symbol in the list. You can see it's running down here. It's come back. Now I have a report which goes back however much data I have in the list. Now this list is a 10-year, this list has 10 years of data, and I can verify that by saying edit symbol list, and just looking at the data snapshot tab, it will tell me the exact from and to dates of each of the symbols in the list. And if I look at my data update options, I can see whenever you update this list, it's going to fetch the most recent 10 years. So it's 10 years worth of data. So by pressing the run button, what happened was went through these 600 symbols, which are all stocks that have weekly options, and for 10 years, and it generated an event whenever the lowest low, whenever close of a bar was less than the lowest low value of low of the prior n bars. Each of these is an event that occurred, and you can verify those just by double clicking on the symbol, and you see it's showing now GM. You can see it's highlighting the event. You look in the lower area, you can see that that was an event that was fired, and you can also verify visually, yes, that is a valid event. So we know the script is working. We can see all the symbols. We can scroll down through the list and just get a good idea. What I would normally do is have these 2 windows on separate screens, or if I had a bigger screen, I'd put one in one area and one in another. But because I'm using a small screen to do this video, they're overlapping, and so I can use this function here, always on top, to make sure this chart doesn't disappear as I scroll through the list on the window below. And then I can use my keyboard to just quickly scroll through each of these symbols, and you can see the chart updates very quickly to show. Okay, that's what I wanted to show in this video. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.